right. Welcome to my Colon Hydrotherapy room. I'm Shannon.
I'm Danielle.
And Miss Detox and the biomagnetism therapist. We're going to have to get you a name.
I know. Danielle.
It's a great name. So today Danielle and I are in the colonic room. We are going to give you a little tour. Danielle's here for her session today. And I'm just going to give you a little tour of the room. Danielle has some general questions that she would like to share with you guys. So I'm going to let her ask them and then I'm going to give you the answers.
Sounds good. Do I need to prep before I come?
Yes, prepping for colonics is very important. I would always prep by eating a lot less carbohydrates for the 48 hours prior. Red meat, reduce that, and then drink so much water. Anything that you could do to hydrate your colon prior, maybe even take a little magnesium the day or two before. You really want to prep your colon for the most effective session you can have. Yeah, release.
Right. Well, because I feel like you want your colon and your stool to be like soft if you can, right? To help it move.
Absolutely. That's the goal with pulling those things out and adding that water in. Yep.
How much does it hurt?
Okay, so that is kind of relative to every person. Some people feel no discomfort and some people feel quite a bit discomfort, and that really depends on the person's health. It really depends on what kind of gut microbiome they have going on. It depends on whether they have IBS and colitis and heartburn and whether they're going often or not. The more, what we would call them, issues you have in the bowel, the more discomfort, especially a first colonic, can be. But it cannot be more discomfort than the discomfort you're carrying every day. So you have a little discomfort on the table. Sometimes women describe it as period cramping and that kind of sensation. And then, but when you get up, it's over. You don't take it with you. It's just during the session, and then you move the stuff, and then it's over.
And it's not like the whole time. Like if there's it's a little uncomfortable, it's just uncomfortable for a short period of time, and then it eases up and you move.
Yes, and I'm really good at talking clients through the discomfort and any sort of pressure and all that stuff, because I've been through all of it myself.
How big is the tube that's gonna go in my bum?
So big. No, guys, it's actually, I work with what's called an open system colon hydrotherapy, and the whole open system colon hydrotherapy actually uses a very tiny tube, as you can see here. My medical clients love this because they think it's hilarious. It's a Yonker. It's what's used in the dentist's office. For the lack of a better way to describe our system with the open system with this tube is that it's a enema system. Water in through the tube, everything out into the table, so nothing goes back into our tube. And really only this goes in about 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches, depending on the person's physique and shape.
And she makes sure that there's coconut oil in there to lubricate it, so it's not uncomfortable at all.
Yeah.
You have definitely pooped bigger poops than that, so
yes.
it's not like that, don't worry. So how much of a smell is there?
Well, that also depends on the person, but for the most part, the room is not too aromatic, because in the table there's a fan designed, so when the flusher water carries everything by, the fan also carries the odor, and you're covered completely, so everything is just basically being dropped down. But don't fear, I keep sprays on hand all the time. It never really smells horrible in here.
It really doesn't.
No, I'm particular. I have a very sensitive nose, and I make sure that nobody has to smell anything that they don't want to.
It's not that bad. Is it weird, pooping in front of somebody?
Yes. It is. It's so weird pooping in front of somebody. Thank goodness I make you comfortable.
It's true. This is also what she does for a living. People poop in front of her all the time, so don't get too up in your head about it.
Yes. And the truth is, when I explain people, they get oh, you watch people poop all day. No, I assist people in eliminating their discomfort in their body all day long. Is it through poop? Yes. A lot of people will ask me that question. I'm like, Shannon, well, you know what? If I was a nurse or in a different profession, I could be dealing with poop in much different manners. So I get to deal with clients who come here by choice. It's always a choice, and it's a willing situation. Sure. And so I don't typically have anybody leave here unhappy.
She doesn't. I'm going to be happy when I leave. Don't worry. How about the sound? Right now we have no sound going on, but are you going to hear all of my weird pooping noises?
No. When the flusher... Thankfully, it doesn't echo through the building. Once we turn on the system and the flusher water is going through the table, the fan is so loud that actually it takes over and you don't really hear much of anything. And I typically stay in the room with the client most of their first session, because the first session is most uncomfortable. And they don't really know what's going on, and they don't understand what their body's doing or how it's adjusting. After that, the system is kind of self-maintenance, and I'm just your guide, and you get to do a lot of the colonicing yourself. You'll find that you don't really need me so much.
She is awesome though about coming in and massaging the belly. Like if you're feeling things aren't moving and you need a little help, she comes in and she can always tell where stuff is stuck and help move it out. So that's perfect.
Yeah.
Do
you have any other questions?
I know, I was trying to think. I felt like I did.
People are not naked. Typically, it's a bottom down procedure. Okay. Everyone is comfortable at their own level. I do have people take off all their clothes. The linen to cover you is very large. I have robes, and also the cleanup process is actually something that people really ask about. Our table has a sprayer, so you can spray yourself off. I carry wipes in the room all the time, so you have wipes to clean up with. And then when you go to the restroom, when you're done in there is a rag and a bin for all the dirty laundry. Yep.
What I wanted to know is, do I get to see what's coming out?
Yes. That is the most asked question. And you want to know the funniest thing about that is people will ask and then they'll say, I don't want to see it, Shannon. And guess who's looking all session? The clients. But yes, there is a clear plexiglass tube in the system. It is actually a little low here in this room where there's a mirror, and you can actually see what comes out. It goes down the flusher tube. It goes by pretty fast. If you want to see, you have to kind of keep your eye on the tube. But as soon as you feel yourself eliminating, if you look, you can see it all go by. You get to see your stool, your stomach fungus, your mucus, and anything else that might come on out.
It's very satisfying, like to know that the work you're putting in is resulting in something. So trust me, you're gonna want to watch.
And then when you feel it, you're like, whoa, it just came out of me.
Oh, yeah, you do. You feel a lot better. You're gonna be interested. And I remember this so clearly from my first session. I was terrified that there would be like water still in my system, and that I was gonna be like leaking water out of my butt on the ride home, or I was gonna like poop myself. I brought towels for my car because I
so much. I don't think you ever told me that.
Because I live like good 25 minutes away, and I was like, oh my god, what if I have to go? So Shannon, are people gonna poop themselves on their ride home?
To be fair, there is a percentage that could happen, but I'm going to tell you that the percentage is small because when you work with me specifically, I do a lot of hands-on work in the colonic, and when I'm manipulating, I can help a person finish a colonic where the waste is actually out, because sometimes people don't really know there's still got stuff in there. Then there's the toilet that is available for you for as long as you need. Yeah. There are situations where people hold on to a lot of water, and in those situations, it's typically people who have a lot more waste in their bowel, where water could get stuck and pocketed behind some stool and this kind of stuff. The thing I tell people is, if you feel like you have to go, or you feel like you have to have gas on the day of especially your very first colonic, go to the bathroom. First of all, the gas isn't going to be friendly, not at all, and there is a slight chance that can happen. But I would say in over 90 to 95% of my clients, we're not having accidents afterwards, not at all.
I didn't. So.
Yeah, and I've been done
it a lot. Yeah, no, I haven't.
Never have. But the people that have had that happen are ones that the colonics are much more difficult, and they're moving a lot more waste than the average person.
And like I said, working with Shannon, she knows your body. She's done this for so many years. She's really an expert at it. So you're not going to leave here thinking like, oh, I still think there's a lot in there. And you can spend as much time as you need in the bathroom. I remember the first couple of visits, I sat in there for so long because I was terrified. I was like, I want to make sure everything's out. And now I'm like, Mom, I'm good. I know. And we're like, we head home, right? I'm going to beat traffic. So I don't know. I think that's all of our questions.
Good. Colonics, try it. Look, everyone in the world can have a colonic. I tell people the easiest way to understand colon hydrotherapy is think of your body as a vehicle. We are a turbo-style vehicle. We are designed to be running on high-octane food, high-octane nutrients, high-octane water. And we treat our bodies like we are diesels. So if you can imagine sludging up...
That's like a really good analogy.
Sludging up our engines since we are little, not knowing with, our diet and this kind of stuff. So that we are all basically storing things that are contributing to all of our daily ailments. And anybody, even if you go to the bathroom 2 times a day, can have a colonic and have benefits. Not just in the bowel with bowel cycle or bloating or gas, but headaches, allergies, fatigue, body aches, and all these other things that we look to and strive to aid in our body.
Sounds good. Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you.